important for all of us. As Ruth has mentioned, it's very key for sustainability of our businesses, and it's a platform for us to grow the digital economy. Thank you very much, Paul Russo. It's now my pleasure to invite the Chairman Ambassador, Sebastian Groth, to give his remarks. Welcome, Balosi.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, Cabinet Secretary ICT and Digital Economy, good friend Eliud Owalo, Chief Justice Martha Komer, Principal Secretary of ICT and Digital Economy John Tanui, the Kenyan Data Commissioner Mrs. Immaculate Kassaid, with whom we work very closely together, all commissioners from across Africa, aussi de l'Afrique francophone, soyez le bienvenue ici à Nairobi. C'est pas toujours comme ça à l'extérieur, normalement il y a du soleil et on peut vraiment bien se promener ici. Donc c'est une période avec beaucoup de pluie actuellement. That's why I also, first of all, would like to express my condolences also on behalf of my government to the loss of life and property here in Kenya due to the flooding of the last weeks. I think what we see is that climate change is a reality, and Germany and Kenya work very closely together to be together in this fight against the effects of climate change, and I only would like to underline once more that Germany is on the side of Kenya and all the countries in East Africa that are affected by the ongoing flooding. Ladies and gentlemen, it is really a great honor to be with you today at this opening, at this ceremony of the Network for African Data Protection Authorities conference. For me, it shows the real power of a Pan-African approach, and to see so many commissioners from north to south, west, east, Central Africa gathered here in Nairobi really is a strong signal. A few weeks ago, the IMF released the economic outlook for the world, and from the 20 first fastest growing economies, 9 are coming from Africa. And I think this again shows also the potential of the continent and the potential of the regional integration, and I just want to assure you that Germany and the European Union is very much your partner in this effort of regional cooperation and regional integration. And the digital economy and data protection is playing a very, very important role in this regard to unlock the potential of economic growth. That's why I would like to emphasize 2 points in my short remarks. First, what role does data protection play for our societies? And I think it's more or less unimportant if it's a German society, the Belgian, the Czech, the French, or Kenyan, Tanzanian, or South African. And the second point is, what are the economic benefits of shared privacy and data protection policies? So first, let me come to the role of data protection for our societies. Data breaches and privacy violation have become all too common in our increasingly digital world. We have a lot of issues right now also in Germany with these risks. And they don't just impact individuals, they erode the fundamental trust that enables the digital economy, but even democracies and political systems to flourish. So data protection is not just a technical issue, it is a fundamental issue to build trust and to sustain trust in a society, to enable the digital economy and to realize the socio-economic potential of the data revolution. This is still ongoing. As Germany, we firmly believe that strong data protection frameworks are essential for unlocking the economic potential of data-driven industries. That is why we are partnering with the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner here in Kenya, but also in other African countries. I heard that there's a strong partnership also with Nigeria over the past years to build its capacity and regulatory capabilities. This partnership is implemented here in Kenya through the Digital Transformation Center, and if you're interested what this center is really doing on the ground, you can visit the stand over there. We have supported the capacity building for ODPC staff, enabling the ODPC team to develop world-class expertise in data protection, law and enforcement. Earlier this year, we facilitated Kenya's annual Data Privacy Day celebration to raise awareness among businesses and citizens about the importance of data rights. So fostering Kenya's position as a continental and even global driver of data protection is one of our aims and our missions here, and that's why we support ODPC's membership in the Global Privacy Assembly and help to integrate Kenya into the global network of data protection authorities. So I think what we have seen in the last years, and I really would like to thank the Kenyan government for this partnership, is that it really grew into a very close cooperation, both between Kenya and Germany and between Kenya and the European Union. And in this regard, I'm also very happy to welcome my colleague and friend, Andrei Schimek, who will also talk to you later from the European delegation. So coming to the economic points of data protection, we believe that the economic advantages that come from robust data flows and adequacy agreements between the EU and partner countries are enormous. There's enormous economic potential in it. And one big milestone was achieved in December 2023, especially between Kenya and the European Union when the Economic Partnership Agreement was signed. And by doing this, we opened the door for increased trade, but not only trade, but also we are building on a way forward to enable robust and safe data flow environments as an opportunity to multiply the potential for increased trade and investment, because there is no trade, basically no trade without data flows. So this all belongs together. And one key catalyst towards this vision is the ongoing EU-Kenya data flow dialogue. If successful, an adequacy agreement would deliver huge economic advantages for Kenya, and I know that we are working hard on this and that we are hoping to achieve concrete results until summer this year. This would grant Kenya access to a lucrative European digital market, including IT and business process outsourcing sector, with an estimated outsourcing demand of several billion US dollars. This means that, for example, call centers would establish their branches here in Kenya and would serve the European market as a whole, which is the biggest integrated market of the world with around 450 million consumers, as you all know. According to a recent model forecast, the global business solutions sector alone has the potential to create here in Kenya, I'm only talking about Kenya, 30,000 new jobs until 2033. And these are high-skilled, good-paid jobs. And these job opportunities is for us as Germany quite important, not only to create these jobs in Kenya, but also because we are working on a skilled migration labor agreement between Germany and Kenya right now. In the ICT sector alone in Germany, we have 149,000 vacant jobs where we look. And I think to bring our data systems closer together would also facilitate, of course, the movement of skilled people to Germany if they are interested to go there. As I said, we are negotiate the bilateral labor agreement. Just next week, our federal commissioner, Mr. Stamm, will come to Kenya here, and it's the last round of negotiation, and we hope to finalize it by then. So I would like once again just express my highest appreciation to see so many African representatives here. What I said in the beginning about the economic potential of the integration of the continent, I think is just enormous. And the conference here is a big opportunity for you, for us, for all of us to learn together, to connect, to network, and to grow together in this integrated data sphere here in Africa also. We are very happy as Germany and GIZ to support this conference and to support the networking amongst you. And we think that there's really a lot of opportunities in unlocking the economic potential of the digital economy. So looking ahead, we remain open as the federal government, as the European Union, to partnering with other entities, public and private, who share our vision for a world where data rights are respected and the digital economy empowers all. This is quite important, I think. It's not an elite thing. It concerns really everybody. It's starting with the youth. When I saw the film with the young people looking at their phones, I thought about my two sons at home, because that's exactly what they're doing all day long. And I think we also have to sensitize this generation about data sharing. And you know about the discussions about some of the social platforms that are used by a lot of youth. So I think this is really a very important task. So thank you very much for having me here. As we say in Kenya, asanteni sana, and in Kiswahili, nakutakia kiungamano, kia amani na baraka, asanteni sana.
Palosi Asante. Thank you so much, Ambassador, and we appreciate the collaboration you are doing here in Kenya and across the continent to enhance connection between us and learn from also what you are doing in Germany. I want to invite also one of our key friends, the Deputy Ambassador of European Union, Andrzej Simek. Welcome to make his remarks.
Thank you very much. I'll try to get through the protocol fairly quickly because I think we have put all the names. So Cabinet Secretary for ICT and Digital Economy, Chief Justice, Principal Secretary for ICT and Digital Economy, Chairperson of NATPA, Data Commissioner, representatives from data protection authorities across Africa, ladies and gentlemen, my good friend Sebastian, and thank you very much for setting up the stage. Good morning to all of you. It's a great pleasure to be here today on behalf of the European Union and to join you for the opening of this NATPA conference. I really want to thank the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner and the Government of Kenya for hosting this 7th edition of this very important event. I think my colleague already outlined all the excitement, I think, that we have on our side of the European Union, of Germany, of our member states. As we start the 2 days of deliberation, let me just take a moment to acknowledge the importance of data privacy. Data is clearly reshaping the fabric of our societies. Starts with the children, obviously, that are sitting on the phones, but also ends up with the adults that are doing more or less the same. It's clear that the data have become a critical resource, and they are offering a massive opportunity for us to revolutionize our healthcare, to address environmental challenges, to build smart cities. I mean, it's really endless potential. But of course, this potential also comes with its own set of risks. I think I don't really have to reiterate those, but you see it yourself that as our societies are going digital, a lot of massive amount of personal data and sensitive data are being generated, collected and processed every day. And with the introduction and increased use of artificial intelligence, this trend is increasing as well. Citizens around the world, both here in Africa and in Europe, are therefore not only benefiting, but they are also encountering the diverse challenges: data breaches, cyber attacks, cyber stalking, identity fraud. All of this is the result of unauthorized use of personal information. And what we see is the response, of course. New data protection laws are being put in place, and the role of independent supervisory authorities is growing. More and more countries, as we see it in Europe, are choosing a safe digital future. A future with stable and predictable legal framework that protects citizens' rights and offers business certainty as a basis for innovation. Security, innovation, hand in hand. We are the closest neighbor for Africa, and we are also very often the biggest trade and investment partner for Africa. And that's also one of the reasons why we are supporting the creation of the African single digital market, where data can flow across borders, trust in digital solutions is high, and local private sector is able to leverage data value chains on the basis of clear and harmonized laws and regulations. To realize this vision, collaboration between data protection authorities around the world is needed to advance the regional and global harmonization of legal and regulatory frameworks. One area of specific importance is that of safe cross-border data flows. A first step is ensuring the data protection laws are in place. The second one is obviously to operationalize them effectively. These are critical steps towards Africa's single digital market and towards a global area for safe data exchange. We look very much forward to continuing the engagement with NATPA and its members on these issues in global fora such as the General Privacy Assembly. We're also interested in strengthening the collaboration between NATPA and its European counterpart, the European Data Protection Board, which brings together the national privacy regulators of our 27 member states. For the EU, the most comprehensive legal mechanism for free and safe cross-border data flows is an adequacy decision, what I think the German ambassador already hinted at. The decision means that a country outside of the EU is considered as providing similar level of protection for personal data as the level of protection within the EU. As a result, personal data can flow freely between both jurisdictions without any additional regulatory restrictions or conditions. I'm extremely pleased here to reiterate what Sebastian already mentioned, that Kenya and the European Union have started the very first adequacy dialogue on the African continent. It builds on many commonalities that are shared by our respective data protection regimes. And if it becomes successful, then these talks, this dialogue could result in an adequacy finding for Kenya. During the next months, we will be working closely together with the Office of the Data Protection Commissioner and the Ministry of Information, Communication and the Digital Economy to explore this possibility of building a safe personal data bridge between our two economies. An adequacy decision comes with significant benefits. It would boost digital trade between Kenya and the European Union, give Kenya access to Europe's growing data economy, which at this point is worth about 800 billion euro. It would also increase accessibility of data in a wide range of areas, including research, and unlock investment opportunities in business process outsourcing and digital service exports. Under such arrangement, and we kind of joked about this before this conference started, Kenya would be in a way assimilated into the European Union as far as data protection is concerned. And by that I mean that the data flow between, let's say, Paris and Nairobi would be as free as it is between Paris and Berlin today. So it's a massive issue. In this way, an adequacy decision will also complement and amplify the benefits of the recently concluded EU-Kenya Economic Partnership Agreement. Indeed, that's about trade, but trade without data is not enough. Considering the immense progress that is being made by data protection authorities across the African continent, it is our hope that Kenya is an example, that there will be a continuous positive trend, and Kenya will become the first of many countries in Africa that can benefit from adequacy decision with the EU. On this positive note, I'd like to thank again the government of Kenya and the Network for Africa Data Protection Authorities for the excellent partnership and for inviting us today to be part of this conference. Thank you very much. Asante sana.